Hi, okay, they're doing another Teen Wolf episode review. This time I'm doing the second episode of Season 3B, or the 14th episode overall of Season 3 of, MTV's Teen Wolf, and this episode entitled More Bad Than Good. So, right off the bat, this episode basically follows immediately after the last episode, whereas Derek and Peter are captured, not sure why, but and then again, minor spoilers, and then somebody comes and they get help from an unlikely source. And me being a person who is pretty savvy with how TV shows and movies work, I didn't see this one coming. Like, this kind of came completely random at shock. So it was interesting, to say the least. I'm not going to spoil it, because it could possibly be a big part. But then kind of the rest of the episode is Scott, Stiles, and Allison still dealing with the effects of, I guess, I want to call it an illness, but it kind of is. Like, Stiles can't read, Scott can't control his transformations, and Allison can't shoot her bow or her weapons anymore. So it's just not in a good way. And so this episode's really a lot about them trying to overcome this, at the same time dealing with an issue, which is that a girl named Malaya has become I guess a were-coyote, which is also another thing that I thought was cool, is that they've introduced another thing. Even though this might be a one-off thing, they introduced a were-coyote. So, in which it's her dad, Malaya's dad, thinks that the coyote killed her family, but it's her. Like, it's weird. Like, it's really kind of complicated. You have to watch the episode to understand that. So they're trying to save her, and so there's all kinds of things. And eventually, toward the end, all three, Scott, Allison, Stiles, all kind of overcome their problems. Stiles has to become a hero for a little bit. Allison finally manages to make the shot, and Scott finally controls his transformations. And so, everything kind of, in a way, works out, but I doubt that that's the best that happens to it. Other things that happen in this episode is we see the twins, who apparently aren't alphas anymore. Getting almost killed cost them their alphaness. Whether or not this means they can still do the whole combined thing and become the Voltron wolf, but whether or not they can, well, that hasn't been hinted at yet. I mean, it'd be cool if they could, but I don't know if I exactly see it happening. I mean, I could see them just saying, yeah, screw it. So, but yeah, all in all, this is really good. This is a really good episode. I think this follows the same Teen Wolf pattern of the last couple seasons, where the second episode is the first good episode. Like, the first episode's okay, but then the second episode's the first good episode, or great in a way, because this is a great episode. I mean, there's not much in action, but story-wise, this is a great episode. It also does a lot of things that I see a lot in Teen Wolf, which was that you look at it and there's lots of things going on. Whereas, like, if you notice, and I'll go back to Season 2, in a way, the main problem of Season 2 wasn't introduced until the end of the second episode, and then it really wasn't gone on too much until, like, the third and fourth episode, with the whole thing with the Kanemo in Season 2. In first half of Season 3, we didn't really get to see, the Drakh was hinted at in the first part and in episode 2, but then we really didn't get the full thing until episodes 3 and 4. Same thing with this, is that I don't see these as major problems. The were-coyote thing is kind of done. They wrapped up that problem, that issue, that storyline, and I just think it's cool that they did that. But then, and I like I said, I doubt the whole all of them going crazy thing is done. So it's just gonna be an interesting ride, to say the least. But at the very end of the episode, they introduce basically who the villains are going to be, kind of, for the rest of the season. And so I'm like, oh, so boom, it's going to happen. Next episode is going to be fun, and I see lots happening. But yeah, other little things that happen in this episode is we see a bit more of closer bonding between Allison and Isaac. Scott and Kira have a couple cute moments, and Kira comes face to face with the were-coyote. And there's just all kinds of things, because in the first episode, and one of the other kind of big ones was in the first episode. Stiles is dead. Sheriff Stilinski's, he's possibly on the route of getting fired because he can't close cases, and it's Scott's dad that's trying to get him fired. So that's why they're doing everything for the Malala, because and also for Stiles' dad, they don't want him to lose his job. Spoiler alert, he doesn't lose his job. Oh well, and so you can probably guess how the episode ends. But I mean, it's interesting in that sense. There's that they threw that in there, and then it's kind of weird. He's accepting of some things, but then he's still not accepting all of it. Like he almost refused to accept the fact of it being a were-coyote and just a regular coyote. He actually kind of almost refused to accept that until the very end. So it's weird. It's interesting. So I think there's gonna be lots of stuff happening this season. I feel like this is going to be a very, very good season. I don't know. I just felt like a lot of the issues and a lot of the problems are genuine. You don't have to be in a supernatural drama in order to do this. A lot of it has to stem with self-doubt, is what a lot of the characters are going through. So I mean, it's just it's normal stuff. It's just there's werewolves and werewolf hunters and other things. So this looks like it could shape up to be a great season. Great season. So I'm gonna end this review here. I'm not gonna give it a rating. If I gave a rating to every single episode, I don't know if I could do that. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.